Alright, what's good? What's going on, everybody? Look, I got the question a couple times while I've been in game here in DCUO and whatnot. They asked me, how do you make a good loadout? Whether it be for healer, damage, slash DPS, tank controller. It don't matter. Now, some people don't want to be so reliant on YouTube videos. They want to make a loadout for themselves. Now, this video will be a little bit of guides, tips, tricks, stuff like that to help you out in doing that, okay? Now, I personally go through a process, okay? This is my nature PvP loadout. If you want to see the more detailed explanation behind this loadout, check out my video. It's on my channel already, okay? But look, without further ado, I am now switching from nature. I am done with it at the moment. It is fun. I probably could stay for a little bit longer, but I'm feeling a little bit water right now. It is summertime at the moment, and you know the tides of war has already been happening for a while. But might as well. I haven't really been felt desire to go water in a minute. Might as well hop on it now while I feel desire to do it. Now, in doing this, I will lose all my armories because I should see down here. Well, not lose them per se, but they won't be valid like that. Okay, so actually the power is nature for all these. Okay, nature. Okay, all of them are nature at the moment. My main power is electric though. It's on me if you want to know. But what I do here, let me PvE loadouts and PvP can be all the same. Doesn't really matter to me per se. No matter which one I'm doing because I can't just full-fledged change. Well, I guess I can now. Huh. You should not be able to do this, you know? You should not be able to just change. But I guess these are the update. Generally, my skill points stay the same, so me, I do the brawling mastery. That's just me. I like to have fun with it. Sometimes I be a little tank and try to show people out there as a healer I can still tank. But I'm showing y'all this aspect. Really, you just need this one. I mean, if you want, these are kind of beneficial too, depending on you know, all around, and depending on your roll damage or not. These are beneficial. Tornado pools are beneficial, and support rolls. Say if you are trying to pull at a boss or some type of ads away, it can help. And there has been raised instances where that's been beneficial, but hey, it's whatever. It's on you. This I'll just spec. Look, it's all over the place. I know. Bear with me, okay? But look, I'm gonna do a water healing loadout. So you always know you gotta have your priority heal. You want a good shield. I want my group heal. Yep, that's that one. Okay. Whichever one. A good heal over time is generally what you want, but I know something like electric, we don't have a heal over time per se. Galvanize technically one, but it's not the greatest. It's just a wave heal, in my opinion. But these are your four main staples. Now, you can put supercharge and then you put something else that can do more burst heal for you. But with water, I'm kind of, with this loadout, I'm more thinking about the two big circles, if you will, because they cover such a large area, man. It's ridiculous. Get that double heal over time proc and tick. So I'm gonna look for that one ability that lets me repeat it. I think it's High Tide. No, it's not. This one is Riptide. It allows you just to use the thing twice, basically. Your set's cooldown. Probably put it like that, so I can just. But yeah. So I got that, and then Me, I like to do Eye Gemini. If you check out my builds, and especially for my healing, I like to do Eye Gemini. I like to just do one supercharge. It can be 30 seconds or less. I try to keep it. That's a good supercharge for healing, but I don't think I'm gonna use it because 10,000, and that's not gonna be very efficient. This can be very good and beneficial, which I might go with this just as a general stance. And then say if I really want to spam, I might use like Meta Type of Boost or more likely Pheromone Bloom, one of my preferred favorites. But if I see I'm getting a lot of crowd control effects, I don't like that. I don't like when my character's just out of control and whatnot. So Meta Type of Boost it is, but probably is what I'm trying to spam. But I'm gonna keep Flare Power because why not? Try it. 5,000 costs. That's probably the highest I will go. 10,000. This is just a rough, impromptu water healer loadout. But look, here's what it is. I'm gonna try and test it out. That's where you more get the certainness, if you will, of it. But we'll even go on to the next, okay? So it's gonna be my melee, my AoE loadout, okay? Look, spec remains the same. Check out all my videos if you want to know what it is. Try to keep my health up, especially if I'm in melee range. But precision, I do rifle taps, me personally, so there it is. Now, there's a couple things you can do. Even with your heal loadout, if you have a general sense, if you've been to power before, or if you heard about it, watch YouTube videos on it, or whatever, you more likely have a general sense of what is quote unquote the meta or the normalized loadout of it. But maybe sometimes you don't, or it's been a long time, stuff like that. Then that's where you really just get into reading it. You look at your power interactions and look and see what everything is. Now this, I know, I used to use this a lot, and does a little nice damage over time. Stuff like that. So I think I might go ahead and use that. I know a lot of people like Shark. I didn't necessarily like Shark because yes, it'll do critical, damage or whatever. But I don't know. It was never really my cup of tea per se. I like this because it hit, in my case, it hit as hard as Shark, and it would crit a good majority of the time, and then it would do damage or effect after that. So it would just hit harder overall. And even when it didn't crit, like it was still very close to the damage here, and then when it did, it would hit over. So that's why I like Aqualance. But I don't know how it's looking for now because I haven't been water since. I was water when it first came out, and I haven't been since. So we might try High Tide. Whirling Dervish is a good damage move since we're not being melee AoE. We're gonna see how that hit for. Build by sidekicks, pretty much staples are good. Now Vortex Trap is also good too, so I could try something with that. Now I don't think it has because of Vortex. Now when it comes to supercharges, I'm not going front. I look at more City and Chill's video. He did a very nice detailed breakdown of how much damage each supercharge does and whatnot. So I'll probably refer back to his. As a general stance, if I don't know, Neo Venom Boost is good. Unless it's like Rage or Electricity or something like that. Circuit breakers, things like that. So Neo Venom Boost is good. I'll use that. That's supposed to hit a large area if I'm not mistaken. So, I'll see I'm already running into a little problem. I want to use this, which I'll probably go ahead and throw it in there because Supercharge Generator, it crushes enemies, which are PI, it does damage over time, which is also good. Now, Tsunami Strikes, I'm pretty sure hits very hard. So I'm be intrigued about that. I remember this used to hit harder technically, if I'm not mistaken. That's pretty much putting all my damage on one of theirs. So let's change this up. Okay. We'll do the shark for now because it's shorter cooldown. And then we'll clear this out. We want to keep that in there. Oh wait, does Aqualant still... Where did it go? Yeah, it does additional damage. Let's try that too. Okay, we want to play with a little bit powder actions if we can. Normally, Supercharge Generator is really good, like how Nature has Serpent Call, good damage over time, because all the moves that say damage over time do the same, pretty much. There might be slight variations, I think, with a little bit of Vine Lash in there, but pretty much do the same. Very little variation in between. So, with that said, it's a nice one. There's some powers that have them. I'll just read Supercharge Generator. Every power has Supercharge Generator, but not some of them aren't the best. Like Electricity's is that push one. I forgot what it's called. Goodness. But it basically does polarized energy, right? But the polarized power interaction is not good right now. Okay, it's not as good as Electrified. Spark Barrage is probably the only like exceptional move out the polarized. The Cloud, pretty decent. But putting them together doesn't normally end up well. But it's normally my process, right? And I would sit here and look, try stuff out, things of that nature, right? And after I found something that I pretty much like or that I want to just see about it, go, oh yeah, I might find a loadout. Generally, I'll go to your league hall, okay? There used to be discrepancies with the sparring targets. And the watch hour want to be a whole different damage number as opposed to your league hall one, and that would be a whole different one for your base one, all those other ones. So it became like more normalized standard, if you will, for the league hall sparring target, or sparring targets, depending on which ones you're using, if you're using all of them or whatever. But it became a standard to basically use in here, especially since it has the 1, 3, 8, and another 1, okay? So it's always good to use. Now, generally with this, if you want to hit, as my homeboy One Shot One Kill said, aim for 60,000 here at the moment, at the time of this DLC, which is the it's like the future Flashpoint Paradox stuff. Yeah, Flashpoint. Road to Flashpoint. DLC it is now, so 60,000 here. I know it's 80, but I know it's higher because it was 80 before. Basically, you definitely hit over 80. I think you want to shoot for 100,000 here. If I'm not mistaken, it's either 90 or 100 here. I know here though for sure, especially from the last DLC, it was about like over 100,000. You definitely want to hit like over 115, more in that 120 plus range, without supercharged boosted, of course, or cola boost. All these numbers are without boost. So no cola, no trinket, no supercharge, no nothing pretty much. No cookie, no nothing. Okay. So 120, probably 130 or 40 next point. But definitely 120 for sure. I'm gonna try to hit over 100 here, and then 60 here. Okay. Let's see. Since melee AOE, let's try it out. Let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, that hit kind of nice. Oh, we messed that up. Okay. Let's see how it hits. And then we got tap. Yep, we do. And this, I normally just play with the cooldown, see how they come and out. And then from there, I'll build like what's the best to do. I try to hit all my numbers without me rifle tapping. I know in instances and stuff, I will rifle tap. And I messed up, but I still did. Around 60. Okay. See, right now I'm just looking at the cooldown and looking at the numbers. Letting the Royal Dervish go for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let the crush first power come back. Go left to right. Okay, low, calling it that one target. Okay, I was going a little bit. Okay, 76. Now, you want your average to be about 80. Or really up there near 100. I know water doesn't hit that hard, so I'm trying to hit about 80 plus. Because it's not the greatest. So, what I would do then, basically, it's a lot of trial and error. You can look up YouTube videos, which will probably help. You can try other people's builds and loadouts and whatnot. Now, I'm wearing DPS gear. I got my mods, whatnot. Only thing, I mean, this is not going to be a factor since I'm not using supercharge at the moment. We're not counting on this at all, so we're good there. Everything else is pretty generic, pretty basic stuff. Now, I could actually change this out. So I have the Grim, but I have Scrap. Now I was using Scrap before, so I'm making sure my supercharge always up. But now I could probably definitely throw in the Strategist card. Where's that? There we go. So let's throw in the Strategist card. I don't think I'm gonna use a supercharge, so I Gemini. We might use the amulet, but not right now because I don't have another healer with me. I think we might just go ahead and stick with this: the Grim, the Transformation Strategist, and just see how that goes. Try the same loadout, see if there's a little different. That'll be literally the only factor. I'm trying to play the loadout as I did before. I'm seeing I'm getting over 80 now, so I mean, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and stop, okay? That's probably smart for me to do a little bit more, but let's stop, see how we're doing. And 83, 84 on the higher end, and oh, those are like anomalies, because it's like mid-60s. That's not what I want. So basically you go back to your drawing board and you go try stuff out. Now if you don't know what hits hard or whatnot, I would definitely recommend you basically just come over here, go to your combat and your thing, show it up, test it out. See what it hits for. That depth charge hit, So we see when it crits, it can hit almost 13,000, but normally it's about a little over 5,000. So this would be low end 20,000 hit, higher end, I guess what, 40, almost 50,000 hit. So I guess that can be pretty good, pretty good. I'll use single target because it does, it's pretty easy to understand how much something can do. You can definitely try to use this and add numbers and whatnot. You take, like, if I deactivate my robot sidekick and take the Grim off or something like that, replace with something with the same equivalent might, then I can still get the same number. So 765 might. What got 765 might? Oh, scrap does. So we'll place that out so it still hit the same. Okay. Just prove that it does. You see it's in the same numbers, okay? So, trying to see now, what do I want to use? Because see, that does a few hits. It can do a range from 20 to basically like almost 50,000 right there. Now bubble, if we use a shield, our attack does a little dot, similar to how sorcery does. I don't know if sorcery actually does that anymore, but it used to do, or do a little damage over time. Your attacks have a chance. It's pretty decent chance. It would just do a little. It's basically like a dot damage with a little bit of survivability built in. So AoE range, or you're scared about dying, or if it's elite raid, I'll definitely use this bubble. Okay, this is definitely the bubble. Would definitely be good for a single target or precision loadout. Definitely be good for that for sure. But let's check. I know what Dervish does a lot. Let's deactivate that. Let's check see how much short does. 45, okay. How much it does without critting? Almost 20, so it does 19.5, okay. Because the other one does 20 just base. Mind you, I would test it with, since it has power action, I would test it without the power action, and then I test it with it to see if it's viable either way. Sometimes you don't have enough space in your loadout to have a power action going. That's when there's something like the Grim does help. But I don't know. It's really just a lot of trial and error, and eventually you can come up with a loadout. If you remember, if you've been the power before, it's a good general sense to utilize what you know, what you do know, what you have seen before. You ask a friend, whether they suggest or whatnot. You can check out a couple powers, okay? But look, this video is very long as it is. I'm gonna play with this more. You're gonna see my full healing guide and loadout, DPS guide and loadout, melee, AoE, single target, the whole works shebang. Soon I will become a water variant, since I did change to water as you saw. But look, that's the general guide. Controllers and tanks, same rule applies for when I was talking about my healing more. Especially if you've been a power already before, say if you're a rage or whatever, right? And you're trained to be an earth tank. Use the same general principles, okay? Everything is pretty much very similar in this game. It's not the same, it's very similar though. Okay? Just like with healing, you want to group here, priority heal, maybe a healing over time for most powers besides electricity. But hey, keep experimenting, keep working on it. Test. If you fail, okay, you fail, so what? It's nothing in the world. Plus, you can always use an excuse if you are doing a little competition or in a group with your homeboys or whatever, or homegirls. You're like, look, I'm just setting out the loadout. You didn't really beat me. You know what I mean? It's whatever, okay? If you are worried about that. Look, just keep experimenting, keep trying out, use the general principles. Now, if you want to know basically a breakdown of general principles, of what to use, how to use them, things like that, and you don't want to be, I guess it can be boring in a sense. What I'm doing here, just testing stuff out. If you want more like, hey, healers need to have these things, tanks need to have these things, trolls need to have these things, DPS need to have these things. If you want a video like that or multiple videos for each role, hey, let me know in the comments below, like the video, all this other stuff. If I see it gets enough views, likes, and even a comment about it, then hey, I will make the videos. I have no problem making the videos. Just let me know if you want that stuff. Let me know in the comments below any other videos you want to know, okay? I just got a lot of questions about how do you make guides, what's your process, things like that in game, so I brought a video. But look, without further ado, y'all, this video is already super long as it is. It's your boy Trey TJ, and I will see y'all in the next one, man. Shalom.